I'm Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon and welcome to Camnet TV Media News Headlines. Former Religious Affairs Minister GOFRIDAH SUMAILI challenges government to enforce laws on LGBTQI, and Nake chain stores begin reducing prices of commodities amid KWACHA stability. Join me with the details after this commercial.
Istana ya Afrika ya kupende chalo akamwana kanono nomsepela kuikala chapamo kuribe kumunzi kuribe mutauni kumatero.
The Zambia Statistics Agency will this year conduct the 2021 census across the country. The census aims to count people in households, rural and urban, hospitals, military, police and correctional facilities. This numbering will extend to hotels, farms, as well as high-density areas with different families sharing a house and those in transitory locations. Every person in the country matters and should be counted because the census will benefit all, from migrants, refugees and street children, homeless people, the young and the old people, as well as persons with disabilities. Everyone counts. This message is brought to you by the Zambia Statistics Agency.
What began as a small vision, today it's become a big vision.
Camnet TV 10/6. As we celebrate this day, we say thank you to our viewers and clients for the support and making sure Camnet TV is your #1 station. A new chapter has started as we give you nothing but the best in our programming and reliable news Camnet TV offers through our dedicated management and staff members. Happy 60th anniversary. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
And now the media news in detail. The family of late former grade 8 pupil Frank Mugala, who was shot dead by police in 2020 during the gassing incident, has sued the state before the Lusaka High Court demanding a refund of funeral expenses in the sum of 170,000 kwacha, among other claims.
Close to 3 years since 13-year-old Frank Mugala, a former grade 8 pupil at Chazanga Primary School, was shot dead by a police officer. His family has now rushed to the Lusaka High Court, where they have sued government demanding a refund of funeral expense in the sum of 170,000 kwacha. In 2020, the 13th of February, the deceased was killed during the Zambia Police Service operation by a bullet when the police were trying to disperse residents who were protesting after a rumor went round that individuals suspected of being involved in ritual killings through gassing unsuspecting victims with paralyzing chemicals were hiding at the school. After his death, several stakeholders called for justice to prevail and those responsible for his death be brought to book. This led to an inquest being opened, and it was later established by Lusaka Magistrate Stanford Ngobala, who sat as coroner, in his verdict that a trigger-happy police officers whose identities were concealed by the investigation officer caused the death of 13-year-old Frank Mugala, and ordered that a copy of his verdict be handed to Lusaka Province Commissioner of Police, Lakson Sakala, for further actions against the culprits. However, according to a statement of claim filed by the family before court, they state that despite the court giving its verdict, no step has been taken to either discipline or arrest and prosecute the perpetrators for the murder of their relative. Lloyd Mugala, who is suing in his capacity as administrator of the estate, has cited the Attorney General, Inspector General of Police, Officer in charge at Emersdale Police Station, Kapila, and Emersdale Police Station Inspector Mubita as respondents in the case respectively. Mr. Lloyd Mugala has submitted that Officer in charge at Emersdale Police Station, Kapila, and Emersdale Police Station Inspector Mubita were involved in the shooting of Frank Mugala, and no action has been taken against them despite the court finding. The family, among other claims, wants the court to order the Attorney General and the Inspector General of Police order for the arrest and prosecution of the officers who murdered the deceased. Miriam Kaipa reporting for Camnet TV News.
Former Minister of National Guidance and Religious Affairs, GOFRIDAH SUMAILI, has described happenings at the recent held social event known as the Lusaka July as embarrassing, stating that it was characterized by nudity and cross-dressing.
1991 will always remain a memorable year for Zambia, as it is the year in which then Republican President Frederick Chuluba declared it as a Christian nation, meaning that the country is guided by Christian morals.
I likewise submit the government and the entire nation of Zambia to the Lordship of Jesus Christ. Amen. I further declare that Zambia is a Christian nation.
It is in line with the same that indecent exposure and issues pertaining to same-sex relationships are prohibited under the laws of Zambia. Happenings at a recently held social event known as the Lusaka July, which aims at blending the sport of polo and fashion, has caused a lot of talk in the country, with some expressing concern over how men wore female garments and makeup. Others have expressed concern over what they term as high levels of indecent exposure that was exhibited through some costumes, stating that this is corrupting the country's morals. In an interview, former Minister of National Guidance and Religious Affairs under the Patriotic Front, GOFRIDAH SUMAILI, has warned that unless implementation of existing laws is applied aggressively, the country's Christian status may be compromised.
And the first value that is stated is morality and ethics. This is very, very embarrassing. It is shameful and is totally unacceptable to us as a people. And I'm just wondering, where is our government? Where is our government when these things are happening? We know we are a nation of laws. The rule of law should prevail in our nation. We have the laws, but why are we not implementing those laws?
In a separate interview, the Evangelical Fellowship of Zambia, EFZ, through its Executive Director Bishop Andrew Mwenda, says the onus is on the police to act on the happenings.
The police must have known what was going on. They should have walked in and gone in there and closed it or just stopped it. We need to stop this. However, even as a church, we don't want to be reacting to this thing every now and then, because we believe that we are a nation of laws. The laws of this country do not permit that kind of a thing to take place. No one is permitted to walk in nudity like that in this country. So let's begin to think about it. But if you ask about what's the thoughts of the church says this thing must be banned unless there's a change in the way the organizers will have to organize it.
They have stated that safeguarding the country's morals is paramount to keeping the society away from moral decay. Zipporah Mshala.
Meanwhile, the Council of Churches in Zambia, CCZ, says activities that violate the morals of the country must not be entertained. CCZ's General Secretary, Father Emmanuel Chikoya, says the recent happenings at the Lusaka July Festival that has attracted social media attention must be condemned in the strongest terms possible.
Comes in view of the recent happenings in the country, particularly the July Festival that has attracted social media attention and cross-examinations of different stakeholders in the country because of the un-Zambian acts that were portrayed at the event. The future of this country largely depends on the values we impart on the youths who are believed to be the future generation. These values are essential in whatever stage of life we are in, and most adults have the values that were instilled during childhood, and these form fundamentals in one's life. The nation must understand that moral values give room for decisions in life, and without these values, children's lives may be directionless. Our call as CCZ is that parents and caregivers should imbibe strong moral values in children that will give them good moral standing in the society. The Council believes the Church has a huge responsibility to provide moral knowledge to our children and the community at large.
Chain stores have begun reducing prices of commodities in response to the performance of the KWACHA and the reduction of inflation to a single digit. Check at one of the chain stores found the price of goods reduced by 7 to 12%. Some consumers interviewed by Camnet Business News are happy that the gesture will help to enhance their buying power.
They say what goes up must come down, but when it comes to prices of commodities, it has not been the case, as commodity prices have been on an upward trajectory beyond the reach of many Zambians. But this narrative is being rewritten as Zambians are becoming more aware of their consumer rights. Notably, the Zambian kwacha experienced stability in terms of exchange rate against the United States dollar and other major convertible currencies, thus slowly pushing the prices of goods and services downwards. The kwacha appreciated on account of continued interventions by the central bank, by the Bank of Zambia, and the positive market sentiments regarding national debt relief structuring. Shoprite is one of the chain stores operating in Zambia, which assured to engage suppliers to reduce prices of commodities to pass on the benefits to consumers. And 9th September 2022, the chain store reduced prices on some commodities between 7 to 12%. For instance, a 5-liter cooking oil has been reduced from 289 kwacha to 229 kwacha. Sugar has been reduced from 49 kwacha 99 ngwe to 39 kwacha 99 ngwe, while a 25-kilogram bag of breakfast mealie meal has been reduced from 156 kwacha 99 ngwe to 136 kwacha 99 ngwe, among other commodities. This has excited consumers who are hoping that prices of commodities will continue to fall in order to increase their buying power.
My word to government is that let it continue growing stronger, because people have a lot of money to buy a lot of all the things that they want. Yes.
It'll be very good for everyone. It's taken a while for prices to come down, and I'm also hoping there's a lot more Zambian products in the marketplace in places like Shoprite, because we import too much and we have a lot of products like these ones ourselves, vegetables, etc. Yeah. So I'm hoping it makes a difference to everyone.
Shoprite chain stores general manager Charles Bota says prices will continue to fall as they persist on engaging the suppliers.
So we called the 11 suppliers and said, you've benefited, give us reduction in pricing depending on what it is that you're getting. Fortunately, none of them said no, because the facts are there, the economics are there to prove it. And we received items now. The time that we first started was about 800. Now we're about 1,200 lines that we reduced. And we reduced anything from 7.5% in terms of reduction of receipt from suppliers to 12.5%. We are still talking because obviously the economy continues to change. So that's the reason.
And Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Tabo Kawana says the government will continue to work on economic fundamentals for businesses to thrive while safeguarding the plight of consumers.
You have seen that we have had a reduction in fuel back-to-back price. So this results in lowering the cost of doing business. And the business community is beginning to respond. The market always responds to what government is doing. So because government is implementing good policies, the market is responding by passing on lower prices to the consumers out there. At the end of the day, the people are benefiting. Government will not involve itself in price setting, or as it were in the past where the government was the one to determine what prices to be put on goods. Government will not involve itself in that, but government will continue to work hard and also continue to ask the private sector to respond and pass on the benefits to the people. I think you have seen mealie meals coming down, you've seen sugar is coming down, you've seen even beef is coming down.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
News item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Media News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. Former Religious Affairs Minister GOFRIDAH SUMAILI challenges government to enforce laws on LGBTQI, and chain stores begin reducing prices of commodities amid KWACHA stability. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.